If you guys are anything like me and you are a business owner that watches my channel, we live in a seasonal business. So as a mower dealer, I'm not selling as many mowers. And then this man right here is in the game as well. So this is a commercial landscaper. His name is Garrett. And I thought, I'm always, as a business owner, trying to brainstorm. How do I utilize this off season to the best of my ability? I want to look at it a little bit more from a grass cutting, landscaping perspective. Maybe I can kind of talk about some things on the dealer end that I do as well, but I just think it'd add a lot of value in the off season for you guys. So Garrett came in today and he came in with a box of donuts for us. That right there, this is a guy who's absolutely trying to do it the right way, always trying to figure out what it is, studying how to get better. I mean, number one, you came in and you don't have to cut grass today because it's a rainy, snowy day, and it looks like you're trying to bridge the relationship with a dealer to make sure there's the connection there. But what else are you doing in the off season, Garrett, to utilize your time?
So strategic planning, as in trying to get the season going for the admin work, employee handbook. Plan on hiring a couple more guys this year. I want to make sure that that's all set up for them. They know the rules. When they come in, they get in the truck, go. I do a little bit of snow. I'm trying to come in, dealer support. I know springtime's coming up. If something breaks, these guys will take care of me, hands down. Take care of them, they'll take care of me. Gonna talk about some pricing on some trailers I think I want to buy this year.
So equipment wise, there's some just trying to get set up before the season. That's handle that more in the off season.
Yep, do that stuff in the off season. Kind of, planning on where my growth's gonna go, what I need to be able to be profitable on that stuff. Service my own stuff, oil changes. I come in here and buy cases of oil, so I have that on hand, so I don't have to keep coming in here, even though I like these guys.
What kind of size are you right now?
So it's me plus another guy, and the way I say that is he's not full-time throughout the year. I usually have another guy in the springtime throughout the summer to help mow grass, but it's just me and another guy usually. But I wanna be able to provide service all year for these people.
Growing the business, I feel like overhead can be the absolute killer of a business.
Yes.
And it's like you can have the approach of keep it small, keep it all. And like I'm even at this juncture myself from a dealer perspective, like ownership perspective, there's 8 or 10 guys rolling around here, which obviously is a lot more overhead than you deal with. Yeah. And it's like I see like all these different schools of thought. My personal opinion, it depends on who you are, like what your goals are. Do you want to be the biggest in the world or not? Or do you want to just kind of keep it simple, not be stressed? You're not trying to be make $1 million in profit every single year, or maybe you are. And I don't think there's a wrong answer. It depends on who you are. But I think it's probably easier, like in the off season, when you don't have to worry about making sure that you're paying. Like even in the season, it sounds like someone's just coming in season as a part-time employee. Correct. For you. Where are you trying to go business-wise? Are you trying to grow it as big as humanly possible, or it's like, you know what, I want to have a little bit of flexibility and freedom and keep it at this level, or where are you trying to go goal-wise?
I've been doing this for 5 years. I kind of go back and forth on this stuff. And my wife is in college right now. She's going to nursing school. She'll be done next year. But after that, I really want to, elevate the level. When I become $1 million business, I want to have these things in place. That's my goal this year. I've been going to classes, these seminars and stuff like that to be able to learn that stuff. Educating myself to plan for the future.
We probably see 10 times as much foot traffic when spring rolls around, and it's probably you're 10 times as busy when spring rolls around. So you have to have seasonal or part-time employees. Like even at the size I'm at, 8 or 10 guys running around, there are a few guys that must come in our busy season, and I don't have to keep them on payroll the entire season. So like even you, it's like, well, you might flex to have 1 to 3 people that could help you in that time, but they're not on the books for the off season. I feel like that's a really key thing to not drown yourself in overhead when you get to this time of the year, right?
Correct. Unless you have, plenty of snow contracts. I mean, you can do it that seasonal or per push or whatever. Me, I do seasonal contracting for the winter. That pays my winter bills. And then all of the off time, I do the strategic planning on that stuff for the year.
How are you finding your clients for snow?
So next door is a big thing that I do in our area. and then word of mouth. I mean,
is it a lot of the same clients you have for grass that go over to snow as well?
Yep,
so it goes hand in hand.
Yep.
I watch, you watch guys, and probably you watch and have seen Mike Andes out there, and I see him talking about like winter services. Do you do that type of stuff where it's like picking up sticks and all? It's not cutting, but we're doing something on a property, or not necessarily that?
We usually do fall cleanups all the way until Christmas, but the season that we're having right now, we got snow and I still have fall cleanups I have not got done. Do I do winter services? I mean, not like that other than snow, I mean, our fall cleanup season and spring cleanup season, I mean, there's only usually about 2.5 months that I'm actually down. Other than that, this year's kind of been a little bit weird. We've been doing a lot more snow.
Don't necessarily look at this time of the year as I'm gonna do everything in my power to get the revenue up this time of the year. And of course you do try to do that, but what are the activities that you can do right now that will make the peak of spring even taller? We're two guys that are super busy in the springtime, yet I have the time to do marketing this video right here. So like the fact that I have a YouTube channel, I'm gonna do as much as humanly possible for YouTube. So this is a valuable thing I can do right now that will bring a bigger boom when spring comes. And what else, if it's door hangers, what can you do guerrilla marketing style that doesn't cost you any money from a marketing standpoint now, because it's gonna bring the peak up later.
So I have a couple segues I actually use to go out and do door hangers. I do door hangers and I do them 2 or 3 times a year usually. So if we get a drought or whatever, we'll go out and do door hangers for the fall cleanups.
Another marketing thing that I try to do over the winter time is I will go into my customer list and go into prior invoices and call and follow up with these people. Hey, we did work for you this past year. I just want to make sure everything went smooth, say Merry Christmas, da 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 da, and make the connection with that person. And I think for me, your reputation's everything. This is a time that you can make these callbacks and you can ask for a Google review. Google My Business has a way that you can literally just send them a link to your Google page.
So based on that as well, so this year I switched to a new CRM called Jobber. That actually has all that stuff. You gotta pay a little extra, but you can do that stuff. You can have a campaign where it sends out to all of your email list that you have done work for. I switched softwares this year because I had the time, so.
Even if you don't have the software, I like the physical phone call, and then I follow it up. So I'll ask for that review, and then I'll follow it up with a text, because they've already agreed to do it. You'll be surprised at how many people say, yeah, I'll write you a review. Then you send that, and then they never write the review. So then I follow it up with, I really appreciate you taking the time. It means a lot. So they're getting all this reinforcement to actually pop this review in there. And so you do all that, and it leads to a good review. And even, it sounds like Jobber has that. We literally, I think the CRM that we have is working towards doing something like that. But we use a website called texting.biz. And literally you can just pop in a customer list off of Google Sheets or something like that, and it can do text blasts. And so we do that for services in the off season. So same thing in the landscaping realm, you can use that or Jobber or whatever.
So you can either send it as an email, and you can select your customer. So if you know the customer, you had a bad experience with you, you don't have to send it to them. And also you can do it as a phone number as well. It sends out as text if you would like to do that as well.
But that would be the number one thing to me is focus on the guerrilla style marketing that costs you no money, and it will think of this as the time to make your peak a taller peak.
Yeah, I have this rule. I don't touch the TVs, nothing until 6 p.m. And I try to do that. If I'm not doing anything, I try to be productive like this right here. I mean, just.
So you're not scrolling TikTok in the day ever?
I don't even have TikTok on my phone. No,
you don't have TikTok on your phone?
I do not. I used to do that thing where you scroll on it and then it's you look down at the clock and it's 2 hours. And
you're not watching the How Equipment TikToks now?
I do not. I don't have TikTok. I watch your YouTube channel. I don't even touch that until I'm laying in bed though, the YouTube. I try not to be on my phone. I have, stipulations where I can only be on a certain app for an hour.
But this is my point. There's a similar thought of a growth mindset, right? So those types of things are what the guys.
This stuff took so much time, and I just have this rule. I don't touch any extracurricular activities until that time, And I try to go to the gym as well, to stay active, because this springtime, you're never ready for that.
That type of mindset, maybe, I would imagine if you're at this point in the video, you probably have that type of mindset. I actually looked before we did this video and I'm like, no one is really searching that topic. I don't think there's gonna be a video we do on YouTube that has hundreds of thousands of views, but it's gonna add value for someone that has a growth mindset. And so that's why we did this video right here. You probably see how the video is doing at this point, right, compared to our other videos. But I think we covered a lot of good stuff that will probably add some value for anyone who's in the off season of business. So what is the name of your business?
Blades Lawn Care and Services.
Blades Lawn Care and Services. We're here in Jackson, Michigan. So maybe you're watching this and you need your grass cut. So get a hold of this guy or anything, right? You do any outdoor service, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in. Until our next video, we'll see you.